Hello guys, hello agents, how you guys doing? This is Jorge with Greystone Investment Group, where you invest, we do the rest. Homes4income.com, that is homes the number 4, income.com. Today we have an awesome guest, Dario.
We have an awesome desk too.
Yes, we have an awesome desk as well. Dario, he's a mortgage lender. He's been doing it for how long?
12, 13 years now.
12, 13 years? It seems like a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about you.
I've been in the business, like you said, for 12, 13 years. I started back in 2006. So right before the market crashed, like a crazy person, I survived. So we've been able to help a lot of people, a lot of families in the market be able to buy their first home and buy their dream home. So we kind of know how to handle anyone pretty much from start to finish, depending on anywhere they're at in their life, in their career, and even in their family. So
awesome. And we met Woko.
We did Woko, yeah, back in the day. Can you remember that?
That's crazy.
I don't even remember that bank anymore.
So we're just gonna have a very relaxed conversation here on how we could help our agents. We have about 30 agents here at Greystone, and we're just gonna talk about ideas, how we could help them turn some of those tenant leads into buyers.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them.
A lot. I know, because my phone's blowing up all the time from your agents. So definitely wanted to give you guys a couple ideas, a little pointers on what to look for when you're talking to a tenant that is potentially looking to rent. They might have the ability to purchase instead of renting. A lot of people nowadays, have mid 600 credit scores, and they think that they need to be in the 700s in order to qualify. And you and I both know that that's not truly the case. And then when you're talking about a renter, right? Usually you're going to be looking for a deposit, first month's rent, and all that stuff. That means they've got a little bit of savings in order to be able to do that. So if we could take that, maybe pad it a little bit, or use some special programs, we could take that and use it towards a down payment instead of towards a rental. So just a couple of different little things. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that is part of the nature of the business, especially when you're in property management like we are, where you're gonna get a ton of people. The ratio of potential tenants versus buyers is huge. I mean, I will say out of 100 calls we get, 90 of them are tenants.
Yeah.
So how do we? I mean, that's a lot of potential buyers if you could convert them. And what do we do about it? How do we help the agent convert a tenant into a buyer? Because there's so many leads, tenant leads coming through. And we don't want the agents to waste their time either, Right. So that's why we're putting this video together, to come up with some ideas on how we could help these agents. In our case, Dario, the beauty is that our standards for tenants are pretty high.
Okay.
So we're already asking tenants to have a minimum of 650.
Wow.
So I would imagine that if you're an agent and you're working with a PM company, property management company, and the requirements are like that, 650 and above, that's a company you want to be with, because those, at least on the credit side of things, they already qualify, right?
Yeah, they're credit-worthy borrowers at that point.
What is the minimum nowadays? So realistically, don't give people, I can do 480. No, realistically,
cannot do 480. Don't know. No. Realistically, 600 is what our bare minimum is.
How difficult is that 600?
So it can be challenging. I mean, there's going to be extra hoops to jump through and things like that. So when you start climbing into the 640 range and higher, that's when it's going to be a little bit easier. You're going to qualify for more things. Your rates and terms are going to be better. So the example I give people is, if you have a 600 credit score, you might qualify for one loan option. But the moment we get you to 640, now you have 3 loan options. We get you to 680, now you have maybe 6 or 7 loan options. The higher your credit score, the more options you're going to have, which obviously is going to be beneficial, because then you might have lower credits or lower down payment requirements, lower interest rate, which is also going to make your payment lower, maybe qualify you for a little bit more money in terms of being able to purchase a nicer, better quality.
I hope you guys are hearing him. He speaks kind of low. Okay, so that makes sense. So what is the ideal credit score? Is it 650? Because you're talking about options, more options, more options. What would you say that is the sweet spot?
The ideal credit score is 800.
No, but realistically,
with anyone that has
where the person gets 80% of 80, let's call it 80% of all.
I typically like to see a 660. You're going to be able to get a lot more options with that 660. Oh, hey, Speedy. With 660, you're going to have a little. 660. 660, you're going to have more options.
Why not 650?
You could do 650. The thing that there's something that's called loan level pricing adjusters. So LLPAs. Right. This is a term that's used in the industry that basically will make a rate higher if you're 659 or lower, right? So at 660, I know that those LLPAs start going away, those loan level pricing adjusters, and they're going to free up, extra points that are going to allow me to give you a better interest rate.
Okay.
So that's why 660 is a sweet spot. If you're at 650, getting you that extra 10 points is really not that difficult. So
let me ask you a question. So 660, that's the number. Mm-hmm. We do come up with quite a few agents, tenants that have a 650 or above. Mm-hmm. Why they're not buying? What do you think? I mean,
honestly, I'm not really sure. I think in this industry,
the perception
and the education is missing to know exactly what's required in order to be able to purchase a home. It isn't as difficult as it used to be. I mean, the pendulum did swing way over to where it was almost nearly impossible to get a mortgage a couple of years ago. But now things have loosened up quite a bit so that we can help people with down payment assistance programs. We can help them with different low payment options or down payment options and things of that nature. Actually, later today, I'm going to be taking a little education course on a new program that we're rolling out that's going to be giving a $2,500, $1,500, or $1,000 grant to our clients, depending on where they live or what their median income is. So that's where I come in. The expertise is I provide mortgage solutions. So my team and I, we find out what specifically your situation is and then provide a solution for that.
Got it. So going back to making tenants into buyers. So 660, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think if I'm hearing you correctly, one of the reasons why people are not buying is because of the lack of education and what they're capable of doing with the current situation. I agree with that. I think the next thing is, in the ideal world, the agent has a tenant with a 660 minimum and tells the tenant, let's try to buy, convince the tenant to start that process. What would you say is the next thing for that realtor to do?
So once they've kind of figured out that they actually have the credit score, making sure that they actually have some sort of income, whether it's employment or
because the computer is so far away. I hope that they can hear you. Okay.
Whether it's as long as they have some sort of income, right? We in lending we're looking for three things: credit, debt, and income. So if they don't have any income, then we really don't have any options. We don't have any loans.
How do you suggest that the agents verify that?
It's not necessarily I don't even know if it's really their place, or I don't know what you think, but usually you just I would ask, hey, so what do you do for work? Something like that, something simple that doesn't seem too invasive, that usually people are able to answer that question fairly easily and quickly, and just say, hey, I do this, or I work here, or I do that. So that way, as long as you know that there's something happening, then okay, the probability is that they do have some sort of income. If they tell you, oh no, I'm in between jobs, or oh no, I'm this or I'm that, then you can ask a follow-up question. Maybe they're retired, maybe they have disability income, things like that. Obviously, the in-depth information is my job. My team and I, we're going to figure that out. But at least knowing that they have a decent credit score and some sort of income, I think, are the two basic questions that they should be asking.
So let's say that we get to the point where, Dario, they have a 660 minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have income, verifiable income, right? What is the minimum down payment the person should have?
I try to recommend people to have anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 of their own money.